Hi, Vanessa.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing so awesome. Thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me. And, Vanessa and I just recently met because she was a contributor for a blog post I did. And the blog post was about how business can be our medicine. And it was so generous and so awesome of you to contribute there and spend this time with me here now. So I would love, and then you had this awesome idea of like, well, let's talk about this more because there's so many layers and so much depth to this topic. So I'm really fired up about digging in a little bit. So tell us a little bit. I know you have all sorts of juicy, wonderful skills and things that you're offering to people. So tell us about you, a little bit about just what you do and what you're up to.
Thanks so much. It's such a pleasure to be here. I have a little bit of allergies, so I'm going to be clearing my throat a little bit. So just letting everybody know. So I'm an intuitive. I'm a clinical hypnotherapist, an intuition trainer, a business coach. I know that sounds like a lot of words, right? So essentially what I help people do is connect to their innate intuition. I help them release their fears around their intuition or patterns or beliefs or mindsets. And I help them build the businesses that they want or create their soul aligned success. You know, it doesn't have to be a business. It could be a creative project. It could be creating a conference. It could be creating something to support the world. And the ways that I do it is through Akashic Record readings, is through intuition training programs that I've been doing for, I don't know, a decade now, and also through hypnotherapy. Because sometimes the mindsets and the issues that we have cannot be really dealt with on a conscious coaching level. We've got to go deeper because we don't even know that we have these issues. So I always say, you know, when green juice and yoga and meditation and lighting a bonfire to the ancestors doesn't work, like that's when you have to go Akashic Records, you've got to go hypnosis, you've got to go deeper to the levels that you don't even know that are going on within you. And so that's basically what I do. And some of the ways that I serve people, because the thing is this, like, everybody's intuitive. If you make someone dependent on yourself, they won't go after their own thing. So my training programs, yeah, I figured you feel the same. The 4-week program, the 8-week program, now the 7-month program are really created to support you to connect to that and then to shine, you know, into the world with your gifts. And I've been online now almost 5 years. Woo! And I've been doing what I do for like over 2 decades, but only online for 4 years. So yeah, so I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, we have a lot in common. You know, I'm also a hypnotherapist, also studied a particular lineage of intuitive work and clairvoyance, and along with a bunch of other stuff. So I love the way that you're integrating that with, you know, actually helping people achieve their goals and build soulful businesses. And that's what I'm about too. And it's also really about what the business as medicine is about, because it's an inside job. It's such an inside job. Just like you said, okay, so cognitive stuff is great for a certain, you know, but it only goes so far. And at some point you really got to go into those subconscious layers and really heal all those, you know, beliefs that were formed and all that stuff. So I love it. So good. So tell me now, you have, you know, you shared a little bit of your story on my post about how business has been your medicine. So the idea of this is like, you know, when we start on these entrepreneurial journeys, you know, there's no way we could predict how incredible of a catalyst building our business can be for our own personal soul evolution. So I'd love to just hear a little bit more about how business has been your medicine. I know you kind of you didn't really have a choice, it sounds like. At the age of 16, you just were like, spirit was like, clunk, like, get to it. You don't have a choice, right? But please share your story and just how your business has really helped you to grow on your journey as well.
Thank you, Kristen. And thank you so much for creating this space for us to discuss this, and for creating all, you know, the posts that you did with so many visionaries. I think it's so beautiful. So I just wanted to thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was really like a heart. I felt the pull. I was like, I'm excited to do this, you know, so those are the ones, you know, you got to do.
Yeah, and honestly, I think there's more to it than even this video today. I think that you got to follow you on this. So before I go into my own story, I wanted to share something that I've been seeing for a long, you know, because I've been doing the work. I don't do the work like one session a week. I'm in sessions every day. I've got 2 training programs going on at the same time. I've worked with thousands of people. hundreds of people, students. One of the things that I've seen, the portal for huge change has been business as medicine, as an initiation into ourselves. See, everybody sold this bill of goods. Freedom, you're going to have freedom, location freedom, you're going to be able to leave your boss.
Like,
find a genius. Yeah, do it.
7 figures in 2 months. Like, all that.
And the truth is, I'm sorry, this is what I feel, this is what I know from working with people. Not everyone's meant to have their own business.
Totally.
Right. Yeah. And not but, or anything else. And I also think that a lot of people go into coaching and all this stuff because it's really for themselves.
Oh, yeah.
So you may not be able to sustain it. People feel guilty or feel ashamed, like I wasn't able to do it. I'm like, no, but what did you get from it? So from anybody who's watching, anybody who's listening, just remember, I studied acting for 4 years, right? And I've sung, I've performed, I've belly danced, I've directed plays. Like, I've done a lot of lives in one life. It was never about the Grammy. It was never about the Oscar. It was always about experiencing. And each of those were initiations into my deeper self that then fed this. So you just don't know. So for me, my business has been my medicine on so many levels. I'm born to a Latin American family. We're Catholic based, grew up in a white Jewish neighborhood, so I'm going to temple. I'm going to temple one day, Reformed temple. And then I'm going to Catholic, education. And then at home, they're dropping an egg in the water to read the situation. You know what I mean? So it's like I was raised with a lot of this expansive spiritual experience. And I was so intuitive, as you shared before, at 16, when I was blindfolded and my mom, and I was on a Ouija board and all this information came through, it was very clear to me. Like, this, you can hear, feel, see, and know information. I think that some people were out there. I mean, Louise Hay was out there. There were a couple of others. Susan Brown was out there, a couple of others. But it wasn't what it is today, where everybody's doing intuitive work. It's great. There's a big shift that's happened. And so for me, it's moving towards having a business was really the culmination of a spiritual journey. Absolutely. It wasn't like I saw a workshop and it's like, oh my God, I want to serve the world. No, it wasn't like that, which is happening now, which is great because we need that. It was more like, wow, I'm so intuitive. It's like, what am I going to do? I'm so scared. Shut up, close off. Tell my parents I can't read people anymore because I was reading people at 16. At 22, basically starting to read professionally. But I had a whole other career in media, film, and TV. The through line, though, was that I was always serving. So whatever job I was in, I was always helping. I wouldn't tell people, there's a 7-foot angel behind you. But I was definitely like, have you thought about going back to nursing? And they're like, oh my God, I think about that all the time. And I'm like, I was like, yeah, I'm getting a sunflower around that. They're like, oh my God, my grandmother wanted me to do that. She always wore sunflowers, It was that kind of thing. I was doing the work. And then privately, I was doing hypnotherapy and all that on the side. But eventually, after all these years, and even 10 years of running women's circles, so you see, like, my path was long. It wasn't like I discovered my ability and started a business. It was like 10 years of service, of like having monthly moon circles. It was 16 years of Sweat Lodge. It was like many years of doing.
And I think that's, if I can just jump in real quick, that's so important for people. This isn't like, I think that's one of the things I love about entrepreneurship is like, this is not like, there's no like end. Like, I get to keep growing and evolving, and everything that's happened and everything that will happen, it's all part of it. There's no like, okay, I'm going to arrive tomorrow. I used to want that. And then I figured out like, oh, that doesn't really, and actually I don't really want that. But yeah, I love that it's this whole culmination of all these pieces that, end up weaving together to create your next step, right?
Absolutely. And the thing is this, if somebody comes to me, they're 24, they're like, I am from the 5th dimensional experience of the Intergalactic Council. I get people like that, right? And they're good. They're good. That's what, they're 25. This is what they're thinking. And I'm like, that's great. I love it. Now let's make it so people understand what you're saying. Mm-hmm. And that's important. The Intergalactic Council. Let's translate the Intergalactic Council. So, a lot of people come in with this, I'm going to be speaking in front of millions. I'm going to do, and so it is about the journey, as you pointed out. And so for me, it was like a culmination. I was getting paid to write and speak 15 years ago, which now in San Diego, New York, and many markets, if you're a beginner or you're intermediate business owner in this world, they charge you. Now it's like a different business. A business around the business has come up.
Yeah. Oh, right? Completely.
Right. 15 years ago, people called me. They're like, I'm going to pay you for this. I'm going to pay you for that. I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. And I wasn't even online, right? 15 years. So it's like all word of mouth. And so the journey kept going, like next step, visibility. Now, for anybody who's an intuitive, a healer, a shaman, I'm a priestess. You don't do this publicly, not traditionally. Now it's become public. Now you can, right?
Now it's hip.
Right. 5 years ago, you know, I would never show my crystals and or 10 years ago, my feathers and my secret medicine bag. That's my, you know, invisible energy power. Now this is what we do. And so I've grown with the times. I've been one of those lucky people that adapted. But the journey of it becoming my soul medicine, I was so scared, even though I was psychic and reading people, I was so scared because I was alone in New York City. I was so scared to leave my full-time gig that literally I got terribly ill. I grew tumors. I mean, I had fibroids. I was so sick. And I knew I walked into, you know, the job and it's like, girl, don't do it. You know how Whoopi Goldberg was America, you in trouble. It was like, Vanessa, you in trouble, girl. So I was just like, oh my God. And I did it anyway. And when I wound up leaving this very prestigious firm, I vowed to the universe I would never go back. It was 2009.
Congratulations.
I went back for a surgery. So I started a business in 2009. Was doing well, but it was small. It was in my town in Queens. It was cute. I loved it. I walked 3 blocks to my store, the store where I was renting. People came. Everybody asked me for more. People kept asking for more. I kept giving more. So it was very organic. And then things happened where I had to leave the store and I wept. And there was the other challenge. Well, Vanessa, you're not meant to be a wise woman in a local community. You're meant to go global. And that's when the idea of getting online came about. And I just want to share a little bit more. You know, in 2012, I was preparing. I was in a mastermind. I was preparing to leave. When we first started our business, you know, we're booking our things through texts. We don't have a Gen book or a Calendly or, you know, they're driving us nuts on the phone or at work. You know, and we're trying to do it all. But I can tell you, when I went back in 2011 to a job, I still had a part-time business, I was so excited. Everybody would see me happy going to work. And they'd be like, well, I'm like, I got a secret. I'm leaving, you know, inside me. And so for people who feel really pressured, like, I have to quit my job and follow my dream, you really need to develop yourself, because creating under duress is really crappy. I've done it and I do it well. It's part of my karma, the mojo, but I've surrendered that anymore. I don't want it anymore. And so every level, it's been my medicine. And so in 2012, when I don't even know how I did this full-time corporate demanding job, mastermind, working part-time. And I mean, I was making $40K my part-time. It was really busy. I wound up getting laid off, had a breakup, had a car accident where I was guided to move my leg so I wouldn't break my back. Everything came online. And when I crawled out of that car, and it was December 21st, 2012, I heard very clearly, do not go back, do your work full time. So it was such an initiation to the next level. You know, and I wept. You know, people said to me, well, what did you do that everything's turning sour, right? And so for anybody who's listening, when things are like pressing you up against the wall, where you're like, I've done everything right. What's going on? Like, I've done it. I've stepped up. I said, no, I didn't do anything wrong. I said, I feel like I'm a piece of coal. The universe is making me a diamond. And so I crawled out of that car knowing that I had to be full time. And in 2013 came out with a 4-week program. And again, crying while I'm typing it. So, you know, there's this belief that there has to be all this ease, and we do have ease. Like, I have tremendous ease in recording videos, tremendous ease in speaking publicly, tremendous ease in creating programs and working with people. The business around the business is going to challenge an intuitive. It's going to challenge a healer. And that's where it becomes your soul medicine. And I also think a lot of us, and you might agree, we incarnated because we've been shamans, we've been burned at the stake, we've had lifetimes where we couldn't do this work. And I think that a lot of us incarnated now to fully embody this energy and do it.
Yes, me too. And you know, I'm so fascinated about the time that we're in right now. And it's like, okay, so 2009, brick and mortars was appropriate for that time for you. And then, but now it's like with technology and with, you know, globalization has happened. And I'm so fascinated by the fact that there are so many healers and coaches and wise ones and intuitives like that are able to be more fully expressed and to be able to really incarnate and really begin to rise at this time on the planet. And I really believe that this is a special, unique time, and that there's a huge opportunity that's available and underway and happening right now. And this is why our work is so important. This is why I'm so passionate about helping to raise up all the other teachers, healers, wise ones, so that each person can get their work more fully expressed, because we need it.
Yes.
We need it completely.
Yes, absolutely. And, even in this situation, we do similar work. In the past, maybe, or even now, people might not do an interview like this.
Yeah.
Because they're afraid. They're like, oh, but this person did that. Did you need to do that? And it's not. It's really about sacred community. It's understanding that there are enough people in the world that they need our work. So this is where we're also challenged. Like, that's our soul medicine. I can honestly say that before I came out fully, and so I was hired to write, but I never wrote about spirituality because I was scared. I was scared because I was fired for reading a natal chart at a job. I mean, they didn't fire me, they laid me off, but they had to lay off someone. And my boss said to me, "Wow, I thought you were intelligent until I saw that you had a chart." And if you right, and I was in my 20s. It was a long time ago. But the thing is that I had that experience, and my growth, my soul medicine was to continue to show up, continue to embrace myself. And what I think too, a lot of us don't live with most of our soul in our body, right? The reason we're numbed out is because we're not present.
Completely disassociated, because it's not easy. None of this is for the faint of heart. I mean, this all takes courage, But
not at all. Not at all.
Amazing. Now.
Absolutely. And even, and even with ease, like I know what I have ease with. Look, I put off creating a Spanish, and by the way, I've taught in Spanish in Panama, my intuition work.
So great. So needed.
Right? And years ago, I've been on a major national radio program in actually Latin America while I was there years ago, like 3-4 years ago. I never created a Spanish platform because, to be honest with you, I was afraid. How am I going to manage my platforms and my programs in English and do this? And I did it a week ago and started doing videos, and there were already 1,200 likes in 7 days. Right? But these are the challenges. Is like, it's not only a spiritual challenge, but it's also a practical and technical challenge. As I expand and grow, how do I bring in more people to help me? How do I learn to let go of control?
And become more and more vulnerable all the time.
Yes.
Because let's face it, this is vulnerable for me to, have this live video. Like, I'm sure next week it won't feel as vulnerable, right? But all these steps take courage and vulnerability, and to continue to deepen more and more into that. But I love that you're creating a way to really prominently serve the Latina communities, because Latina communities, because it's needed, and it's kind of refreshing. It's like, yes, please. I think that the world is ready, and it doesn't matter, what community you belong to. But I know that there's some communities that aren't as connected with, kind of this entrepreneur world as much. Some, but and so thank you for.
And Latino Spanish speakers are very spiritual, very, very, very spiritual. And they always believe in the extra. It's not just Catholic or Christian. They have an extra, like grandma. They believe in a dream. There's always some other extra thing going on. Yeah. But those are the things, thank you for that. But those are the things that are going to challenge you, because we can all sit and dream, right? We're like, oh, someday I'm going to speak in front of people. But guess what? You're not going to speak in front of millions if you didn't speak in front of 5. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You're not going to sell, usually, I mean, there are miracles that happen. A best-selling book, if you haven't written, it's like, so, and this is what I said the other day, and I loved it because it came through me spiritually. It was really like, you can't show up like the final product of a journey you haven't been on. Mm-hmm. You can't. So how can you be, people are like, I want to be a Tony Robbins. I want to be this. I want to be like, but girl, you ain't doing anything, or the airs of, oh no, that's too below me. I must go over here because I'm a priestess triple time and many lifetimes. Well, this is what I said, like, before quote unquote making it, we chop wood, carry water. Before quote unquote making it. And the original quote is enlightenment. Before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment. Well, before being successful online, chop wood, carry water. After being successful online, chop wood, carry water, learn more apps.
Well, there's always a next level.
Learn more people.
Yeah, there's constant up-leveling, constant opportunity for expansion and evolution. So it's not static. This whole thing is not static at all. But, I really believe, like, what's the alternative for me? Like, I can't be asleep. I can't. No.
And
this is like this is living, this is vibrant, this is alive, this journey. And sometimes I'm freaking terrified, and sometimes I feel like dorky and like whatever. But sometimes I am also connected with my deep knowing, and knowing that I'm here for a purpose and on this right path. But yeah,
absolutely. And you know what? My life is like, I was always doing my thing, always like serving, doing my thing, but it was like two lives. So it was like corporate life, which they didn't really know. I mean, they saw a crystal on a desk, they saw a plant, but there was nothing more really. And then the outer world, where I'm like, I have a staff here, you know, with like feathers on it, and my talking stick. You know, this is work that I do. Like, I travel between the worlds. Like, I have my feet firmly on the ground. And then corporate. And then when I finally came online, I'm whole. Now, that doesn't mean that when I meet people, I just come out and like, hey, I'm an intuitive online. I don't say that. They're like, well, what do you do? And I say I'm a hypnotherapist and coach online. Now, when the conversation opens up, right, I'll go deeper into what I do, but I keep it a little simple in the beginning, because you know what? I'm not up for that. I'm not here to convince anybody. I'm not here for a battle. I'm not here for anything. The right people come to me at the right time. So that's one thing. And then the other thing, the levels of how we're challenged. You know, some people are we're all terrified when we create our first program. What if nobody buys? What if people hate it? What if they like it? What if I don't do it? What if I choke? I mean, then boom, you got to do it.
What if people judge me and think that I suck or whatever?
Oh, I'm not as good as this, or I'm not as good as that. Or, you know, for me, it's like a friend of mine had told me 4 years ago, you've got to read online. Like, you've got to straight up, people have to see your process. And I was like, that's so show-offy. That's so braggy. Like, I judged it. I was like, that's a show-off. That's braggy. You know, people come to me when they need their readings, and they're saying, nobody has to watch me do this work, you know, unless you paid for the session. Like, what is this? Like, I was insulted, almost like that it would put me in a place like attention seeker, that type of thing. So I judged it. I pushed it away, and I didn't need it. You know, I've grown a successful business without even using videos on my business, on my website or my programs. I just sold anyway, but I also wrote a lot. Mm-hmm. And last year, and I was like, I have to lose weight before I do video. I got to go get a facial. Oh, I have to, like, you know, lose the fat, you know, right here. And it was like, it was a list in my mind. And then last year, when the videos of the African-American men, young men who were shot, mm-hmm. and I didn't really watch the news, to be honest, as an empath, it's too much, right?
Oh, me neither.
But I watched it. It struck me, and I was like, I cannot shut up about this. I have to help my empath people. And I literally grabbed my phone and like got on and made a video. And like, but it was not, that's what I think it is, a soul medicine. It teaches you to go beyond your ego, right? So I was all in my ego, scared. Oh my God, what are they going to judge? Because they're so perfect, they're so skinny, they're so bleh. And I was like, no, this is what I care about. And after the dam broke, July, it was June of last year, I continued to make videos, even though I was sick. I had a hypothyroid condition. My face was bigger. My eyes were popping out. I'm healthy now. I'm healed. But even, I was like, is this ridiculous that I fought getting online with video? Now I'm on video at the sickest.
Yeah.
At the crappiest looking.
Well, I don't know about that.
Well, but for me, right? Because I know myself, and, you know, I've performed before. I have a sense of what I look like and my own judgment. But to me, I was like, this is so ridiculous, but that was the challenge. You know, can you get past your own vanity and your own BS? And then I did. And now I just took a challenge on to do a video a day for a sassy, sexy social vlog every day in April. And I'm doing it in English and Spanish. So I vlog every day in April now. So I went from this fear of what are people going to think, and I got to lose weight to do this, to, hey, this is me, and let's work it. Mm-hmm. But that's the soul medicine there.
It is, and I think, you know, part of this journey for all of us is how to get out of our own way, because we have information and tools that can actually help people. And so if we don't get out of our own way and get on camera when we're not feeling all perfect, then it's really a detriment, right? But I mean, pretty much all of my clients, myself, we all deal with this fear of being seen and the visibility and the imposter syndrome and all these things. So it takes a while to kind of get through I think I probably cried every other day the first year of my business, just like purging all this old stuff, right? But it's so powerful.
Yeah, it is. And I can tell you, I never got the imposter syndrome, because I think that if you're actually doing work in the world, you won't feel that way. But I think what happens is that we're doing it online, so it feels weird. Like it doesn't feel like tangible enough for people, because I never had it. I've never had imposter.
You have to get used to it, right? Because I
never had it because I think I was always working. I think I've been reading people since I'm 22, so it wasn't like it started 3 days ago. So I never felt like an imposter. And even with my business coaching, I don't claim that I made $1 million, because I didn't. And I don't claim that I'm going to take somebody to that level of money, because I haven't reached it myself.
You can't promise that to anyone anyway.
Of course. But, there are people who are like, I made millions. And so I think that for people who have the imposter syndrome, is if they start doing work not online, in person. Because that's what happens. They don't do any work in person at all, because I'm an online entrepreneur.
Yeah, you have to do both.
People and receive that beautiful energy, so then you feel like the real deal.
And it's just like anything. You have to do something to get better at something, and to expand and to feel more confident. Yeah. So what would you say? I haven't had the imposter syndrome too much, but kind of one of my things that I had to work through was really the fear of being seen.
Of course.
And, that was like based on a super old core wound of invalidation in my family and whatever. So what advice or suggestion would you give to people who are struggling with, let's say, the being seen and the visibility piece that a lot of people struggle with?
Absolutely. Everybody does. I struggle with it. So many of us do. As a little kid, I was often told, who the hell do you think you are?
Great.
Because I used to put my hands on my waist to tell people things. And I can see why. They're like, who is this little 5-year-old, And I'd be like, this is what's happening now. And I would just give my opinion like it was a fact. And so I was like, smush her down. They weren't trying to do anything negative, but
they didn't understand.
And so, but that little girl inside of me didn't take it lightly, She always pushed back. Like, I'm me, but I still had to do it. What I would suggest is this. I would suggest for people to work with a healer, right, on some level, an energy healer, a hypnotherapist. You work with somebody to get to the core of it, because your conscious mind may think that it's a particular thing. It may be a past life. I worked with somebody the other day who thought maybe she'd burned on the stake or something like that. No, she literally had got into a basement, had a secret, kept a secret, didn't tell her parents what she saw, but she opened a fridge and saw a dead body. Ooh, right? It's pretty dramatic past life. And then ran off and wound up dying in the forest because she ran away because she was so scared, right? And so even something like that, a lot of us think I was a priestess and they beheaded me. I was a witch and they burned me alive. But sometimes it's other stuff, past and present. So work with a healer. The second thing I would do is find a kindred community. Like in Awakened Soul Biz, my people, there are 16 of them, they're coming out of the woodwork. There are people who've been doing business trainings for 5 years, and they're finally creating a podcast, finally making money, finally doing videos, because they're in a beautiful, supportive environment. So whatever community you feel called to, go into a community that supports you, that understands you, and can support you through the jitters, because we're all going to get them. There's no one who's not going to be scared the first time they walk on stage.
We're going to keep getting
scared. Right. The way that you do your first Facebook Live.
Yeah.
That's normal. Like, it's not abnormal. It doesn't mean anything bad. And so work with a healer, get your group on, go in with a group, get some sort of community. And I say take baby steps, but the thing is taking action. We don't overcome our fear of visibility by staying hidden.
Right.
And I find and another thing, this is a big deal. Because most of us conscious folks and intuitives, we're always talking about the universe, and spirit, and it has my back. But then when we go into the place of fear, we split, right? We split off. It's like, no, remember you're still one, coming back into oneness, and that it's bigger than you. The message you're giving is bigger than you, right? Because when we think it's just us, we split off. It's like God is over there in universe, and we're here all by ourselves, little struggling people trying to have a business and speak. And we're like, no, But the truth is, no, wait, bring that alignment in.
It's about that inner divinity, finding the divine within yourself.
The connection, let that flow through you. Like, I believe that I'm in service, so I can't fail. Like, that's one of my core beliefs. Yeah. I can't, like, it may not go as well as I thought, and maybe I'm going to be taught to tweak, but that's a belief that you've got to, like, get in there some way, that you're backed by the universe for reals. Mm-hmm. And at the core of it is believing that you were born to do this.
Yeah. And I find sometimes it takes time to chip away at those beliefs.
Yeah,
and it might not be just one hypnotherapy session or one. I mean, it's kind of like your perception and those beliefs and things have energy mass in your space somewhere. And so sometimes it takes like a while to chip away. Yeah. And then, so I think, yeah, you're right. Getting support, but also doing the steps, because the combination is where the real magic and the medicine comes in. And then suddenly you wake up one day and you're like, oh, this is how I used to be, but now I'm in this other place, and that can be a really powerful thing.
Oh my God. I look back and I was like this hidden priestess who read people and helped people and had a circle, right? But yet I didn't have a presence online. And I literally roll out of bed. I never think about what I'm going to write. And I create a meme every day myself. I don't do it ahead of time, even if I have 6 sessions a day in a class. I created, boom, like I don't even have my contacts in. I just write it. I make the meme. I post it. It takes less than 6-7 minutes. It's a short post. Copy paste it into a couple of different things. And I have somebody who manages social media, but I like to do things off the top. And when I go do my 1-minute videos in English and Spanish, I'm like, what should I talk about today? Okay, fear and intuition. I don't practice. I don't write it down. I'm like, boom. Hey, everybody, how are you? Hola, intuitivos. ¿Cómo estamos hoy? And thinking back to that person that was like, oh, I don't know. Now it's just flow. So yeah, it takes time. What?
The flow feels so good.
Oh my God.
I mean, the pain of standstill can be excruciating.
Yes. Terrible. Yeah, and my mom used to ask me, because I didn't know. Now, my guides told me at 22, you're not going to be a film director. That's what I was at NYU. Mm-hmm. They came out in automatic writing and said, well, it's all well and good that you're taking film classes and such, but you're not going to do that. You're going to be a writer, and you're going to teach people, and you're going to be intuitive. And I was like, 24 years ago, I was like, do they actually make a living? Like, how does this happen? And at 22, Wi-Fi wasn't, I think it was just starting, but it wasn't anything near what, so my job now wasn't even possible.
Right.
When I was in college.
You haven't seen that,
Right. It's like prepare. And this is what I do, because I speak to young women leaders in New York at an institute there, Leadership Institute. I'm always like, prepare that things are changing so quickly that the job that you're actually wind up doing or your career isn't even created yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's what's happening in entrepreneurism too.
You just got to lean in, you just got to follow, calibrate and be attuned, and like, what feels heavy, what feels light. Okay, I don't know what the hell is going to happen, but let me lean this way because this feels light, or this feels resonant, whatever. Because we can't always know, but that's part of the beauty of the creative process too.
Absolutely. And I think that's one of the things that it excites me a lot. I was an art major in high school. I went to music and art. You have to audition for that. Then I went off and was like, I'm sick of art, but I still directed plays. I sang in a band. I did a lot of creative stuff. But I find, if somebody asked me, are you a creator, an artist or creator? And I answered, hey, I'm an artist in what I do, right? But I don't know if you're going to see it that way. They're like, how interesting. I'm like, I sit down, I have, at least 6 programs right now. I create them. I don't do all of the artwork. I have somebody do it for me, but I pick a lot of the main stuff in it. Yeah. And I even say, I want it in circles. I want the gold here. And then creating my PDFs. Like, I have a lot of fun creating the program and wording, and I label them cool names, and it's so much fun. So there's so many levels of creativity within your own business.
For me, that's that's one thing I realized, that's part of the medicine. Like, creating is part of, like, for sure, my medicine that I just like need, So I wanted to ask, real quickly, how do you see, conscious, mindful, visionary businesses really playing a role in kind of helping the planet, helping the people, helping the collective, sort of like, where are we going? Like, what's the role of people who do want to step into, entrepreneurship or expressing their gifts, and how can we bring medicine to the world more powerfully through our work?
That's a beautiful question. I think that this is really key, to be honest with you. When I first came online, it was 2012, 2013, and there was a lot of push towards freedom, make money, freedom. You want to be in front of millions, you want to impact millions, make millions. Yeah. I think that we need to move away from that. Not that it's not great to have abundance, it's amazing. I think we have to take on a little more social justice.
Yes.
And I predict and know and have seen it already that a lot of the people that came in for money, millions, or ego stroking are going to fall away. Like, their initiation will be the awareness of their own growth and realizing, oh, this is really not what I want to do. The ones that stay, it's like when you look at the true spiritual masters of the time, most of them were not away from the people. If you think about it, they walked with the people, they broke bread with the people. Those people call me, they're like, I don't have clients, I don't have this, I don't have that. I'm like, do a gathering, break bread with the people. And that's something intuitively that I knew. That wasn't, nobody ever told me that. I knew that when I was gathering people, right? I was just gathering them. And what do you need?
Be human.
Right. So this is what we need to do instead of like jump to the online space. I've known a lot of people who are successful online, making over $250,000 a year, who didn't know how to sit in circle. Well, that was their challenge and they had to learn, right? But I saw them struggling because they'd become these personalities behind the laptop. So I think that in order for us to really make a real impact, we have to continue doing our inner work and then finding ways to also serve our community beyond the money making. Like, we do have to make money. It's important. Like, that's how you hire staff. That's how you keep growing. You get the training.
It's about resources. That's all it is. It's like, we need to be well resourced so that we can eat healthy food and help more people and have the energetic capacity, and then we can expand more, right, into the world.
Absolutely. And so I think the social justice piece is going to be big. And I think that for a lot of healers and a lot of online businesses, we have to open our minds, for people who are watching this, and I don't mean to pressure anyone because everybody has their journey, but we got to get a move on. We got to get a move on if we're wanting to create our business. I don't think if you want to BS and tap dance around the issue, that's on you. But I think we have to get on it because virtual reality is coming into play. Yes. Okay? Artificial intelligence. What does this mean? There will be companies creating, there already are, but there will be companies creating virtual reality experiences, things like that. And people going, hello, take a deep breath in. Artificial and AI doing hypnosis, AI doing like this with an app, crystal, with so essentially, and so I talked to somebody who was on the forefront of this, and he said to me, the only way to assure that as we start moving towards that we will still have work and be able to make an impact is that we're communicating with people now.
Right.
So they're already in your community. They already know what it's like to share with you and be in that experience. So everybody thinks, like, if you think about it, a year ago, everybody's like, I got to get in Periscope. Like, I was pushing off Periscope. I was like, I don't want to do it. But I knew successful people like Bex Life, right? Bex, who now has a book and she had thousands and I don't know, maybe millions of followers. Now she's with Hay House. She met me. She goes, V, get on video. And I'm like, well, people with Periscope waited. Now Facebook Live kind of took a lot of Periscope's stuff away.
Yeah.
So, and we don't know what they're going to do with Facebook Live. We don't know if they're going to charge us one day. We have no idea right now because they're working it. They like it. We don't know if we're going to get charged with Be Live. We don't know. And we're grateful Be Live gave this to us today. Yeah. But I'm just saying that there's so much happening that if you don't come in now and establish yourself within this next year or two, the artificial intelligence, all that's going to start to take over. And so the best thing we can do is stop tap dancing and show up for ourselves, for our work, and for our community.
Amen. It's urgent. It's vital. And you're right. When the artificial intelligence comes in, there will be masses who don't know the difference.
Because there will be 18 years old right now. Yes. Some are 18 years old right now, 19, 22. There are kids in high school who get iPads as they walk into their school now. I didn't get that. In college, I had a word processor that was heavy and it looked like a typewriter.
An electric typewriter. Yeah.
And now I've got an iPad here. I'm doing this. I stayed with the times, thank God.
Yeah.
And also technology is easier than it seems, so don't be afraid of it. But we really got to get a move on, because the people coming up behind us who are younger, right, 18, 20, 22, they won't know the difference once they start to be inculcated, brought in, trained through that method. You know what I mean?
Right.
Society's going to change a lot. So I think that if we already have a really ample and open and supportive conversation going on, and community and a structure to hold people in, we're still going to be okay. We're still going to make impact, even in this time of intense technology and shifts.
Beautifully said. So we can be the bridge. We can be the bridge still.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, this has been so juicy and fun, and just like filled me up and got chills and all sorts of good stuff in this call, in this video. I guess it's not a call. It's kind of a call. So Vanessa, tell me what do you got coming up? Do you have like a program that is going to be, opening up soon, or there's something you want to tell people about that you got in action?
Sure. So if you watch this and you'd like to connect, just find me on Facebook, Vanessa Codorniu, on Instagram on Intuitive Evolution _V Codorniu. I know it's a mouthful. And what I have going on right now is Awaken Soul Biz, which is a 7-month program to help people who are intuitives, healers, writers, creatives, build a business online. Right now we're doing the throat chakra. And what I decided, so we're doing all visibility this month, branding, speaking, video, everything. It's going to be on an ongoing basis, ongoing enrollment. I just decided that.
Oh, that's good.
Just reach out. And that's awakensoulbiz.com. And I'm finishing up intuitiveleverage.com. Intuitiveleverage.com is an intuition boot camp. It's 8-week. I've taught it 7 times. We're going to go into our 8th time this summer if there's enough people on it. So if you're interested in any of that, just reach out and let's connect.
Yay! And I can put some links to your, Instagram and whatnot in the comments as well underneath it.
Thank you so much. This has been great. I love this conversation, and I love that we do similar things. And just thanks so much for doing this.
Yes, thank you so much, Vanessa. And it's been a joy and a pleasure to connect with you. And I think you're right. There's a lot more of this conversation coming, and I can't wait for it. I think it's so important. So I hope you have an amazing rest of your day over there in New York City. I hope it starts warming up soon.
Yeah.
Still kind of early for that. But again, thanks so much. And everybody, get in touch with Vanessa. She's an amazing healer, intuitive, has so many gifts to offer. So thanks for joining me.
Hello. Thanks for having us. Bye.
Take care, love. Bye.
Bye.